social media is not your business. If you're treating social media like a Facebook page or a Facebook group or an Instagram page or an Instagram chat or whatever as your business, then you don't have a business.
Welcome to Thrive by Design, the podcast for ambitious, independent jewelry brands looking to profit from their products. Get ready to make more and sell more doing what you love without spending every single waking minute doing it. Hey, and if you're a creative, fashion, or product-based business, I want to welcome you to the show. I'll be dropping big tips on launching, growing, and scaling your business so you can spend more of your precious time using your creativity to make money. You ready? All right, let's do this.
Well, hello there. It's Tracy here. Welcome to the Thrive by Design podcast. I'm the Chief Visionary Officer of Flourish and Thrive Academy. I also wrote a best-selling book called The Desired Brand Effect: Stand Out in a Saturated Market with a Timeless Jewelry Brand. And I'm so excited to be here today, back doing a solo episode. Now, I'm recording this episode on the day that Facebook and Instagram crashed last week. So this is going live on a Tuesday. It's about a week later because we already had another episode scheduled for Thursday. And I'm coming in hot with this quick and dirty episode to talk a little bit more about lessons that should be learned and taken away today from a situation like this, because we do not own our followers on Instagram or Facebook. And at any given moment, if the platform goes down or if we get locked out of our account, we basically lose access to all of those people. So instead of putting our business in jeopardy and, having a fragile business, as I like to say, we want to take ownership and take our power back and think about the different ways that we can use these platforms not only to grow our business, but in a strategic way that doesn't put our business in jeopardy. So raise your hand right now if you're overly reliant on Instagram or Facebook to make sales. Well, if that's you, you've probably noticed that anytime the algorithm shifts or something changes, you see a dip in your sales. And so that requires us to think a little bit differently about how to use these platforms in a way that allows us to life-proof, recession-proof, algorithm-proof, all the proofs, our business, so that we can create an active marketing strategy that is at our fingertips at any given time. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Just 3 quick and dirty lessons that you can learn from this Instagram crash. And I'm also going to share with you a way that you can start engaging and creating more power or having a better strategy to take your power back when it comes to your marketing. And that is by building your email list. Now, we have all these tools at our fingertips, and I bet most of you are not asking for email list signups at least 3 times a week on your social platforms. Maybe some of you are, but I'm guessing that most of you aren't actively asking. Sure, you might have a LinkedIn profile, you might post it here and there, but are you actively posting things saying like, hey, sign up for my VIP list, or comment below the word VIP and get on my email list, or be the first to know when I drop a collection, or download this free guide that I created all about pearls, or whatever it might be. So my question to you is, are you asking for email list signups at least 3 times a week? And if the answer is no, then Houston, we've got a problem. In fact, I was just in Houston, so that makes perfect sense. So I'm going to dive into that in just a minute, but before I do, I just wanted to talk about this. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, like, how do I build my email list and how do I do it for free, because I don't have a big budget for ads. And I also, quite frankly, don't know exactly what I should be doing to grow my email list. Well, you're in luck, because I've created this incredible guide that is just for jewelry business owners and other product business owners who want to build their email list with free social media and fill it with people who eventually become high-paying buyers. So high-quality leads that are going to help you, and I use the term leads, high-quality subscribers who are going to help you grow your list and help you grow your sales, because guess what's happening? They're joining your list, they're interested in what you have to offer, and when you send out emails to them, they actually want to buy because they love your products. So if you're wondering how to do that, I'd love to share you for free. All you have to do is head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/email list guide, and you can download this incredible resource with 11 ways to grow your email list and do it authentically, on brand, and have a little bit of fun with it. head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/email list guide and download that free resource today. And I'll also have it here in the show notes. So wherever you're watching this or listening to this podcast, you can click on the little link in profile and download it right there. In fact, you could do it right now. Highly recommended. All right. So let's talk about some lessons. And I got more lessons for you. I always think about this because this is not the first story, but I'm going to share a story with you of a designer who has been in our community for a very long time. She was one of our first laying the foundation students. And she told me at an event recently that going through our programs has literally made her a millionaire. And I'm saying this because over the years, she's been able to generate wealth through the tactics that I've taught her in her business to grow. Now, this same designer came to us about 9 months ago because she was super duper stressed because she basically lost all of her Instagram following. Here's what happened. I think she updated her phone or something and tried to log into the Instagram app, and she got locked out. You know how sometimes it automatically subscribes you out or whatever of your Instagram app. So she goes to log back in and it's asking for a verification code. Well, the problem is that the email tied to this account is an old email and she's not using it anymore. It's no longer active. And the verification code, because she didn't have her phone number attached, is being sent to this old email address. So guess what? She can't access the verification code. She can't get back into her account. And she's been completely locked out. I don't know exactly when this happened. I think it was like way before the 9 months when she reached out to us. But it's devastating for her because in her mind, she's like, oh my gosh, I spent 10 years building this account and now I don't have access to any of my followers. And her social media was a huge place where this jewelry business owner made sales. And even with the algorithm changes, it was a huge source of revenue for her. So now she's stuck in this place where she now is starting over with her Instagram followers. She only has about 2,000 on the new thing. And she's trying to figure out, how do I get those people to come back and follow me on this new profile? So long story short, this turned into a huge mess, and it was a big lesson for everyone involved, and also a reminder to us how important it is to be using the social media platforms to get people off the platform and onto your website or onto your email list, because you don't own access to your followers. And at any given time, one of these social media platforms, any of them, can completely shut you down and you've lost access to those people until you build it again. And it's happening more and more frequently. In fact, a designer who joined us for our Laying the Foundation bootcamp launch that we did earlier this year got locked out of her Instagram because she was following some of the people that she met in the bootcamp. And over the course of one day, she had followed too many accounts. And so they shut her down because it looked like she was spamming or about to spam a bunch of accounts. So people, lots of rules, got to be careful. Do not take this lightly and listen full out. So if you were stressed by the recent Instagram shutdown or Facebook shutdown, Meta shutdown, whatever it was, and the technology involved, I recorded a video once the platform went back live, and things are real screwy over there, I gotta tell you, because my video would not sync with the words that I was saying. So it looks funny, but I posted it anyway, and even in the caption, I'm like, this is so weird because the lips and the words aren't syncing together in the video, but what can you do? It's just part of this thing. And so it's a big lesson for us. And so let's talk about what some of these lessons are. So lesson number 1 is social media is not your business. And if you're treating social media like a Facebook page or a Facebook group or an Instagram page or an Instagram chat or whatever as your business, then you don't have a business, because at any given time, it can be taken away from you. So stop building your business on rented land. Instead, build it on owned property by using tools like your own branded Shopify website. I say Shopify because we highly recommend that platform because it will grow with you for e-commerce. Other website platforms are out there too, but we love Shopify, especially for e-commerce. So build your own Shopify or your own website. Build an email list, because that is an owned marketing asset. It's like owning a house versus renting a house. And email frequently. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And then also, I want you to think through of how you're training the rest of your customers to buy from you online, because I know so many of y'all are building your business with in-person shows. And if you aren't focused on optimizing that and continuing to get those people over to your website and training them what you want them to do next, well, the first time you meet someone at an in-person show, if you aren't following a strategy to get them to buy from you again, then you've just wasted all this time meeting someone once who loves what you do and then never having a way to market to them again. That's kind of what social media is like if you don't use it the right way. So let's walk through some of these lessons. So first, social media is not your business and what to do instead. Now, number one, this first lesson is to always be building your email list. If you aren't building and asking for email addresses on your social media platforms at least 2 to 3 times a week in various and different ways, then you're actually wasting a huge opportunity to grow your email list. So some ways that you can do that is you can post your link in your profile. You can offer a lead magnet or a resource for a download. You can give them a reason to opt in. So that might be early access to events, live collection drops, VIP access, first look at collections, first dibs on your sample sales, whatever that might be. Build that email list, give them a reason to opt in. Be posting in stories on a regular basis. Talk about your lead magnet or talk about the reasons why someone would want to opt into your email list and invite them to join. Just make it super simple. And then if you want to get a little bit more techie, there are tools that create automation for your email list, like ManyChat and some of these other tools that will help you increase your conversion and automate conversations with people who are opting into your email list. So think about this, like what are all the social media platforms that you're on? What are different ways that you can use the tools and resources on those platforms to continue to build your email list? And as I mentioned earlier in the episode, I'm giving you 11 different ways to use free social media to grow your email list today. And you can download that and start putting it into action right away. So head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/email list guide and download that today. Now, lesson number 2 is this, because it's not directly related, because we know that we don't want to build our business on rented land. So if we don't want to build our business on rented land, how else do we get sales? Well, you want to email people more than you feel comfortable with once they subscribe to your email list. So emailing can look in a lot of different ways. You might have email automation set up. So you have a series of emails that go out after someone opts into your email list. Highly recommended. If you don't know how to create email automation, please reach out to us. We have a program that's coming up called Train Your Customers to Buy From You Online. And one of the trainings that we do is to teach you how to create and craft automated email sequences that convert and basically drive sales to your website while you're sleeping. So email more than you're comfortable with. Set up automation on your business, in your business, so that you're emailing automatically. Have an email broadcast strategy so that you're email marketing your website on an ongoing basis. What I mean by this, like if you're dropping a collection or you're launching new products or you are just wanting to drive traffic and sales every single week, have a strategy for each of those types of things. So email collection drops might require a different strategy where you have a series of 11 to 13 emails that are sent out over the course of 2 weeks to not only tease and get people engaged about the event, but also to sell once the collection is released. Or, on an ongoing basis, if you're trying to just make regular daily sales, you want to probably be sending 2 to 3 emails a week, angling different parts of your content pillars. So maybe it's building an affinity for your brand. Maybe it's educating your followers. Maybe it's sharing social proof, or maybe it's just sharing some of your best sellers and getting people to actually buy from you right away. And emails can be used for obviously like millions of different reasons, but the key point here is that you want to email more than you're comfortable with. Now, just one key takeaway that I want you to remember is that if your emails aren't making money, there's 2 things that you want to take a look at. Number 1, you don't have enough people or active subscribers on your email list. You don't need a huge list, but if you only have 50 people and they're all your friends and family, they probably aren't the most engaged buyers. So we want to work on building that with people who are actually interested in what you do outside your friends and family zone, even if you do have good friends and family subscribers on your list. The next little hack is to make sure that you're testing the contents in your email. Long ass emails are not going to probably get read. What ends up happening is that people open them and close them right away. So it's important to get to the point quickly. you have a visual business, so make sure that it's visually driven. There are lots of images. Those images are consumable, and you're using like proven templates that actually work. So if you're using a platform like Klaviyo or one of those other email CRM platforms that we recommend over here, a lot of times they'll have templates that you can plug and play your designs in. And make sure that when you're sending out the email that you're clear about what you want them to do. So is it that you want them to shop your bestsellers collection? Is it that you want them to read a blog post? Is it that you want them to fill out a custom jewelry form? Is it that you want them to inquire about something else? Or is it that you want them to just hit reply to the email because you're trying to improve your deliverability? There's a lot of strategies here that are really important. And I want to remind you that you need to understand what the purpose of each of the emails is before you actually create and design them and send them out. And finally, so that means having one call to action inside of that email. And then finally, you want to make sure that your emails get opened just as much as they get clicked through. So you want to make sure that you have a great subject line that is compelling, that is not called Newsletter 105 or Jenny's Jewels New Edition, like things like that. Keep it clever and crafty. And one of my best hacks for figuring this out is not only downloading our email list building guide, but also is to actually get on the email list of brands that you love who have big marketing budgets, who are very good at marketing, and see what they're doing to get you to open up their emails. And then mirror that in a way that it works for your brand. Not copy. I'm not telling you to plagiarize. What I'm telling you to do is to get inspiration from people who have massive marketing budgets. So that is my tip for email marketing. And then my third tip is to always be training your customers to buy from you online. So what do I mean by that? We all have a network of people that have at one point or another been interested in what we do. Maybe they're people in our personal and professional network who've come to a virtual trunk show. Maybe these are people who've met us at a live event or a craft show and have purchased from us or expressed interest. Maybe these are wholesale buyers. Maybe these are people who have basically mentioned us or like reached out to us on Instagram or social media. And then there's like a bunch of people who still don't even know about you yet. What I want you to be thinking about is like, how are you training the people that you meet in person in all these different aspects to then eventually go back and find your website and shop from you later? Now, this goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning, building your email list, but also thinking through like, what is my sale funnel and what is the purpose of these events or activities and things that we're doing? Because you're spending all this time at your events, you might as well get people to sign up for your email list while you're there and give them a reason to shop with you after the event on your website. And so some of the ways, as I mentioned, you could do in-person events, virtual trunk shows, loyalty programs, have ambassador programs, use Etsy as a way to build your website audience, and do it strategically because obviously there are terms of service with Etsy, but there are ways to legally build your email list with Etsy. And on top of that, using great platforms like Pinterest where people can discover and find you and also come up in an easier way to search for your products as opposed to trying to like optimize your website for front page Google SEO, which is hard. Anyway, so let me recap some of these lessons learned. Number one, the bigger overarching lesson is that social media is not your business. It's a platform that you can use to grow your business. But if you're thinking of social media as the business, meaning this is how you make sales, then you're putting your business in jeopardy. So lesson number one, build your email list often. Spend time on that every single week. Lesson number two, email more than you feel comfortable. And lesson number three, train your customers to buy on your website. So when you're meeting people out in the real world who are experiencing you in different ways, use strategies to get them to buy from you on your website. And if you're not sure how to do that, well, you're in luck. If you'd like some coaching on that, we are opening up. We actually decided to retire this program last year and we had such a great demand. People have been messaging me, when are you opening up the next cohort of the TYC? When are you opening it up? When are you opening it up? So we caved and we're opening it up again. And actually we're bringing in a bunch of brand new trainings for this program. So if you're interested in learning more about our Train Your Customers to Buy From You Online program, you can head on over to flourishthriveacademy.com/TYC. I will also have a link in the show notes. and you can get on the wait list today. And we're doing early birds starting this week, I believe. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to us over at our support desk. And the first 10 who join us are getting like a massive discount and a one-on-one coaching bonus. So it's your opportunity to get in early and save a bunch of money in the meantime. So I wanted to just mention that, and I hope that you learned some valuable lessons today about what to do when the social media platforms go down. All right, this is Tracy Matthews signing off. Until next time, make sure that you check out the show notes for all the links and everything that I mentioned in this episode today. Ciao for now.